Hey, this is Max. I'm back with another CSR2 video. This time it's the Acura NSX for the purpose of beating Tempest 4 Tier 4. This is the one card that can easily make it through all the way to the end, although there is one challenge that is very difficult for you, and I'm going to show you that challenge right now. That is one of the races at the very end where you can max the car out, but it requires you to run a 1.494. If you notice, I am not running a maxed out card. I'm intentionally setting it to the bracket limit from race 30, which is 650 APP. What I'm trying to tell you is that you could beat Tempest 4 Tier 4 without a maxed NSX, but you got to have the right parts. We'll go back to that in a second. First thing first, let's see if we can beat 1.4940 to 60. It is not really that difficult to do. What you need to do is to launch it, get right into second gear and nitrous at the same time, and then without bouncing the needle, get into third gear and let the car run through. So what it comes down to is launching and done. If you do it just like that, there's a good chance you can beat the 1.494 requirement. And I'm holding my breath a little bit because I don't want to fail. And I think I made it, but you don't know until you see it. Okay, made it. All right, so that was not a total embarrassment. So that is your 0 to 60 challenge. That's the hardest one in the entire tier. That is probably the hardest challenge for this car, or any car that runs 260 miles per hour, which is the speed trap you need to beat at the very end. Fortunately for the NSX, that is basically as simple as putting your final gear to end at 260 and putting the nitrous exactly where it used to be at the right and leaving the tire exactly where it's at the left. At this point, with only 650 APP, you are now able to beat the entire Tier 4 to the end, including the boss run, because the boss only runs a 12-1 and you're running a 11-2. Even if you miss your launch, even if somebody called you and you had to run back to keep shifting, you should be able to get that through. As long as you don't get disconnected, in which case I can't help you. Try to make sure that you tell your friends, don't call me for 5 minutes while I make this run. Okay? Don't make me lose the boss car. I'll come over and never mind. Okay, so back to the car. What are you going to do with the car? Well, you're going to look at the parts, and there are a few parts I believe you must have stage 6 wise to have the chance to make it through that challenge, and that is body, tire, and trans. You need these three to be stage 6 to really make that 1.494. That is my opinion. Now, if you are able to pull it off without these three stage 6s and you have some other combination that did it, hey man, please let me know. I think you're a much better driver than I am if you can do that. If you don't have a stage 6 nitrous, don't despair. If you have stage 6 intake, turbo, or engine, you should still be able to pull it off on the challenge. That is because the way this car works is that it really needs grip at this point to make that 0 to 60. And you'll see from the dyno that, oh wait, sorry, I need to adjust it before I show you the dyno. You'll see from the dyno that it's close. Okay, 1.591. Remember, with the nitrous was 1.55. With turbo, it's like a 1.57. With intake is 1.57. With engine, 1.59. It's going to be real tough to hit that 1.46 or 49. It's going to be really, really close, even if you do it right. I'm not going to waste your time trying this multiple times, but I want to see if I can do it in one shot, at least show you that it does work the same way with less nitrous. The one thing about this is the nitrous sometimes stick, and it did there too. Once it sticks and it won't go off in second gear, you're out of luck. You're not going to make it. It usually takes me with turbo intake, or in this case trying it with engine, multiple tries to pull it off, because for some reason my nitrous doesn't want to go off. But you can tell that even when nitrous only went off in third, you cut it close to hitting that 1.49. So if it goes off properly, you should be able to get the 1.494 even without stage 6 nitrous, with just stage 6 engine, turbo, or intake in its place. And again, we're not talking about even more maxed out car here. I shouldn't have shifted into fourth. That was dumb. Got to write out third in order to get that, get it to 100 quickly. I was so excited to see the nitrous go off, I hit the shift button an extra time. That's going to cost me. So the trick is launch and then shift right to second, nitrous, and then let it run to not, and then shift right to third before it hits red line and let it ride out. That's the only way to properly get the fastest 0 to 60 out of this car. And my nitrous didn't go off again. All right, I'm done. I'm not going to keep wasting your time watching me fail. So I'm going to go ahead and quit this. You know you can do it with nitrous. I'm telling you, you can do it with engine, intake, turbo. Stage 5 nitrous has enough duration to still allow you to make that challenge. So the hardest challenge would be the 260 mile per hour, 1.494, and a 3.780 0 to 100, which actually you have to do at 658 pp points. So if you have enough S6s and enough fusion, that is doable. So this car will clear all challenges in tier 4 without a problem. Now, what are some of the other benchmarks? Well, you'll start off at 625 pp points. Then it goes to 630, 640, 658, and then 671, which basically is a maxed car. And at the beginning, your 0 to 60 is only a 3.5. And then by 640 pp, you go down to 3.05. And then it's not until the end that you all of a sudden jump from 3.049 to a 1.494. The mile per hours are very easy, actually. It starts off at like 190 for 625 and goes up to 260 at the end. For the NSX, hitting 260 is basically a no issue kind of situation. So what if I don't have an NSX? What if I have that F40 you got in the background there, where I got the I bought the Veilside RX-7? Can you do it with these two cars? The short answer is people said yes on Facebook. For me, I haven't been able to do it. And that's the problem. I have both of these cars actually maxed out, and I have not been able to hit 1.494 yet with either one. There's also this car here, and there's a reason why I have it set up like this, is this car can get you up to that final challenge, and it can also hit 260 miles per hour. It just fails at the 1.4940 to 60. So if you have a 2007 GTR, and you have another fast accelerating car like, hey, our recent PC car, the GT350, you can use the two cars in combination to make it all the way through as well. The GT350R basically, when close to maxed and set up normally, will do a very good 1.2 0 to 60, and it's very easy to hit. The Sylvia Rocket Bunny, same thing. That's why it's in this garage. I was going to show you that's another alternative many people have suggested. You know, make it through all the speed challenges with one of the faster cars, and then get something like your little Rocket Bunny here to go and take care of the 0 to 60. Okay, because it'll destroy that number. The problem is, of course, it'll top out at best maybe around 200 miles per hour, so you're not going to beat the speed traps. So how much is that going to cost you? It's going to cost you 400 gold if you only switch once. Okay, so it's basically you got to switch out the car, 200 gold, then you got to switch back your other car, 200 gold. So 400 gold. At least that's what I think it is. If you find it to be different, please let me know. And really, the one car that I know can do the job no problem is this one. Now, both of the Fast and Furious cars, which I don't own, can do it as well. The BR9 Bentley, Roman's Bentley, from everything I've read and heard about, will get through this no issue, provided it's pretty much close to full fusion and at least as upgraded as I have this NSX. And Shaw's F-Type, I don't know how many people actually bought that car. I certainly didn't. Apparently that car can do it too. So there you have another two options besides the NSX. And there's always the LB NSX, which mine unfortunately won't do the job. I got it as a milestone, but it's missing a lot of S6s. If you were lucky with bronze key pulls or whatever, and you have 4 or 5 S6 already, and you got fusions, LB and NSX will do it as well. Sadly, the rest of the T4 cars won't even come close. Okay, your Z06, your good old old T4 cars like the Mercedes-Benz SLS Black Series, your R8. Um, the LB R8, I'm not so sure. That car probably can hit the speed traps, but I'm pretty sure it's going to struggle with the 0 to 60 as well. And quite frankly, I got that car so recently, I haven't even modified and built it yet. So NSX is probably your top and easiest choice to kind of not guarantee, but make it so you can get through tier 4. What happens if you don't have any of these cars that I'm mentioning here? Should I even start tier 4? Well, I hate to tell you, I don't think Tempest 3 was meant to be beaten in one day like some of us are doing. I think it was meant for you to struggle through it over the span of a few months. Is the way Natural Motion probably tried to set it up. It's not really a surprise to me they made tier 1 so hard that half the people may not even make it through that in the first week or two. They're trying to force you to learn how to tune. They're trying to force you to be scared of the Tempest challenges and not try to rush through it, get your cars built. So I'm sure that was the intent when they put this together. Some of us have been blowing through it really quickly. There's no rush. I mean, it's going to be here. I'm still playing Tempest 2 on my other account. It's there. I know that account is not ready for Tempest 3, and that is over 100 level account, and it's not even close to being ready for Tempest 3. So if you're relatively new, you only been playing 6 months, 8 months, don't try to rush through this. You're not going to make it. And all you're going to be doing is be frustrated for the entire time that you're playing the Tempest series. The final thing I want to say is that these new boss cars are pretty good, so you don't want to rush and not win them. Please take your time. Make sure that you can beat the final target time of 12.1 for Donna's F50 before you take her on, and make sure you get the cars, because the Trackster is a great car. The Sesto Elemental is a great car. The F50 might be a great car. I haven't found out yet. And no 4C has ever been bad. I like my Alpha 4C that I have, the 1-star 4C, and I certainly think I would love the Boss 4C once I get a chance to finish building it. And even the tier 3 car, the Camaro, which I haven't even modified yet, I have hopes for it as well. So I think this series, the boss cars are all going to be decent. Definitely take your time. Definitely win them. Get them in your garage, and then you can slowly build them. This game ultimately is a collector game. You just kind of collect these cars. You don't have to build every car you get, but it sucks when you go through something like the Tempest series and not win the car at the end. So all my preaching aside, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is for tier 4 Tempest 3, the only car I have that I can beat it with without issues, unfortunately, is the regular NSX. And that's the only thing I can show you how to beat this particular tier without having to switch cars. Well, and that concludes my ramblings on Tempest 3 Tier 4. Why did I skip Tier 5? Because Tier 5 is so easy. I'm going to go back to it and make a video for it. The Tier 5 can be beaten with our good old 3-star Lamborghini Hurricane. So I will be making a video on that soon. I'll show you all the settings. That car will beat Tier 5. It got me through Tempest 1, it got me through Tempest 2, and now it's going to get me through Tempest 3 on my other account, no problem. So I love the Hurricane for that reason. A very flexible car, and I'll be making a video on that soon. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope it was helpful to you. And please feel free to comment, ask me questions on the channel. Leave a like if you liked the video. If you don't like the video, leave a dislike. I'm okay with that. I'm always open to people's opinions. Finally, if you want to get notifications on the next one I make, you need to subscribe to the channel, and I hope you do so. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.